Hi, I'm Ken Krell. Speakers, authors, coaches, thought leaders come to me to discover how they can take their current position and turn it into high-powered, high-profit, transformational digital events. I can do the same for you too. You're about to watch an excerpt of one of our online events that I think you may find very powerful. After that, I'll meet you and we'll talk about it.
Most entrepreneurs get stuck in project land, right? Projects by nature are definable. Now, here's where the magic happens, and it happens for a very small number of entrepreneurs. The bridge between project and process, okay? It's a word that most entrepreneurs struggle to spell. Why? Because as entrepreneurs, we hate anything that's mundane, boring, and repetitive. But that's where the money is made. Now, here's what happens. When we don't like something, we tend to avoid doing it, or we don't do it very well. So we have a saying, projects cost you money, but processes make you money. So how do we bridge the gap between project land and process land? We got to find somebody else to run those processes. And that's where the magic starts to happen. Once we understand the importance of processes in our business, we start to truly unlock the keys to building a business. Now, there's a distinction. There's a distinction between making money and running a business. Businesses are built upon processes and systems. And most entrepreneurs, and again, this is from 10 years of conversations, do not run their business built on processes. They wake up in the morning and they figure out, what do I need to do today? That's not a business. And therein lies the truth of the entrepreneurship world right now, which is most people do not have documented processes. Why? Because they don't think or work in processes. And hence why so many struggle to outsource their processes. Because if you don't work in processes, you tend not to be able to outsource the process. And if I say to you, Ken, hey, can you write down a process for, say, onboarding a client, okay? For most entrepreneurs, their process is in their head. And even though it may just take 60 minutes of time to write down or jot down a single process, you'd be amazed how long it will take entrepreneurs to make that time to do something that they resist doing. And that's kind of where we come in. We kind of interview them almost like you're being interviewed, to write a book, but we interview them about the process and extract the process out of their heads and onto some sort of, documentation system. And that's the first starting point of learning how to outsource. Fortune is in the follow-up, but I tell you what, it's the process that's going to make you rich. Before we can run a process, we sometimes have to build the project. But here's what I invite the viewers to start thinking about, okay? Most people, they come across an opportunity and they dive into the project immediately. What I teach is that, no, before you go into the project, the building of the business, think about which processes are going to create the profit in the business first. The processes dictate which projects you have to get done, okay? Now, a lot of times people will spend months and months and months building the project. This time period is a classic example, right? Most of them are busy building projects. They're not busy making money. They're not busy running processes. They're jumping from one thing to another thing. They're diving into TikTok, they're diving into this, but they're not focusing on a process that's going to create an end result. Now, the process doesn't always have to be money generating. It can be to seed the future outcome, okay? If you're planning on launching a product or a book or whatever it may be, there's still a process that needs to be run today that gets your sphere of influence ready for that launch. But what does that look like? But here's what most people do. They'll focus on the project. They'll focus on creating their website, creating their funnels, creating this. And once it's built, if they have enough steam left, they'll go half-assed or a little bit of momentum into the processes and that will actually generate the profit in the business. Why? Because again, we enter into that phase of the business that we typically don't like. Okay. Entrepreneurs hate the hustle. Why? Because it's mundane, boring, repetitive. This is a perfect process to outsource to a virtual assistant. You teach it to them once, give them some training, give them some love, show them how you want them to walk people through your methodology. Connect ABCD is my methodology, right? You may have a different one, but you teach them that methodology. So you get it out of your head, just into a simple Google document. You say, okay, this is how I want my follow-up to work. You watch them do it a few times and boom. It's being here is important because this is where we have the knowledge exchange, but most people take that knowledge and do very little with it. The only way to turn knowledge into wisdom or into action is by taking immediate action and scheduling it into the calendar. This is not about, what I'm sharing is not about, fist pumping or walking on fire or breaking arrows with your neck or whatever. This is roll up your sleeves and let's get it done, but let's get the right things done. And how do you do that? You come back to the process. Which processes are going to create the results in your business? And now we can schedule time to either implement the process, design the process, or improve the process, come Sunday, come Monday or Tuesday, whenever you go back to your regular workday. I just, for everybody listening, this next 24-hour can be a game changer. There's two types of people in this current situation. Doors have closed on many of the things that we were doing. But if you stand too long staring at the closed door, you're going to miss out on the opportunities that are coming available to us in this new world, in fact. So, go to that open door, open it, peek through it, see what's possible, and start taking immediate action. We don't have to reinvent the wheel. There's plenty of opportunities out there that we can start to follow and implement for ourselves.
So that's one short taste of how you can use the power of digital events to help people transform their lives and find a new way to live. Want to learn how you can put it to use in your own business? Well, stick with me for the Digital Events Essentials Plan. It's called DEEP. It'll take you through how you can plan, produce, and profit from your own online events. It's pretty great, it's pretty free, and I think you'll like it pretty much. So come join me. Click the link either in the description below or somewhere on this video itself, and we'll take you over there. It's completely free. I think you're going to love it, and it will give you the plan you need to plan, produce, and profit from your own digital events.